यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया सर्वविद्या स्वरूपान्तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्. In the short time we have, about half an hour, we shall touch upon some important aspects of Holy Mother's life. We all know that 158 years from today, before Holy Mother was born, and she is the greatest spiritual woman of the 19th century, if we have to believe that Sri Ramakrishna was the greatest spiritual man of the 19th century. That's what all the Western savants, we call Sri Ramakrishna as an avatar himself. Western savants, Western scholars, they don't want to call him an incarnation. They call him, he is the greatest saint of the 19th century. If he is the greatest saint, then the greatest saintess of 19th century is Holy Mother Sarada Devi. And Sri Ramakrishna himself called her my Shakti. She is my power. What does that mean? Power and a thing, they always go together. Like the sun and its power, light. Like the fire and the heat, its power. So they always exist together, non-different from one another. Sri Ramakrishna said, she is non-different from me. She is my counterpart. She is my supplement and complement. This is what he meant when he said, she is my Shakti. So whatever I lack, she supplies. So whatever she lacks, I supply. We together are a complete whole. So we have come to help the world. That's why we, in our own Puranic way, we compare Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother to Shiva and Parvati, or Narayana and Lakshmi, the universal father and mother. Who is greater, who is lesser? Father is greater, mother is greater. So it is a question that is asked to the children. And the children also get baffled when you ask the question. I went and asked one child. It was having its father and mother together. And father's title was Appa. The mother's title was Dekka. So this fellow, he is about 5 years old. I asked him, do you like your father or mother? He said, both. He said, what is your name? He said, my name is Lakshman. Apang Dekka, he says, father's title, mother's title together, he says. You see, even children know, you cannot underestimate any one of them. It is dangerous for them. He wants the father, he wants the mother, both. Mother for certain purposes, father for certain purposes. So this is a supplementary and complementary parts. So Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother were like that universal father and mother. We cannot have one without the other. And we all know Sarada Devi was born at Jairambati in 1853, and it was a strange birth. Sri Ramakrishna was born as a united force of Shiva and Narayana. Similarly, mother was also born with Shiva Shakti and Narayana Shakti. Mother had a dream, mother had a vision of Devi, Shiva Shakti. And father, Holy Mother's father, had a vision of Lakshmi, Narayana Shakti. So as Sri Ramakrishna was a combination of Shiva and Narayana, here was Shiva Shakti and Narayana Shakti combined in her. And at 5, as we all know about their life, she was married to Sri Ramakrishna, who was 18 years older than her. And she became a perfected disciple of him even when she was 14 years old. Sri Ramakrishna instructed her, as she said, in everything, both secular and spiritual. And in both she became perfect. In secular life, how she has to deal in society, how she has to manage the household, how she has to relate with the different people, different types of people in society. When she travels, how she should get into the car earlier, and when she gets down from the car, she should get down last. seeing that all the things that have been loaded have come down, to the minute details of trimming the wick of a lamp, to the highest samadhi, she taught me. He taught me. This is Holy Mother description of the teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. He taught me from the trimming of the lamp to the Brahmajnana, to Samadhi, and she became perfect in both. She said, you see, after the training when she was 14 years old, I have never felt any misery in my life. And we see her life full of miseries, full of crosses. But she says that there is no misery at all in my life. That means she has attained to that state of spirituality where misery does not touch. Yan labdva cha param labham manyate nadikam tata yasmin stito na dukkhena guruna api vichalyate tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sanyitam. She has attained to that yoga state where dukkha sanyoga viyoga, which dukkha cannot touch, that yogic state. She lived in that yogic state. That's why she said, I never knew what misery was. He taught me at that time. I felt always a picture of joy has been placed in my heart. It is in the heart that the Brahmajnana resides. So she always is feeling that she is one with God. She is herself God. So she has attained to that perfection. This is what Sri Ramakrishna taught her, made her a spiritually perfect being. Even when she was 14 years old, he taught me everything, she said. That's what the great rishis used to do. They used to teach both para and apara vidya. Apara, that makes you wise and efficient and successful in this life, the world, and para vidya is that gives you the knowledge of the infinite Atman. So both Sri Ramakrishna gave her. And when she was 18, when she went to Dakshineshwar, she was worshipped as Divine Mother Shodashi by Sri Ramakrishna. All of us know this. So worshipping her at 18, he himself made public that she is the mother of all. She is the universal mother. She is the divine holy mother. From that time, from her age of 18, she is known to all the devotees as Holy Mother, meaning Divine Mother, Divine Holy Mother. Sri Ramakrishna left her as a spiritual heir. When Sri Ramakrishna passed away, he told her, will you not do something? Should I do everything for this world? And she said, I am an ordinary woman, what can I do? No, you shall do more than me. And she did more than him. He administered the spiritual administration and forming the Sangha and training the disciples, etc. during the last 6 years of his life, 1880 to 1886. Mother continued from 86 to 1920, 34 years. What Sri Ramakrishna did for 6, she did 5 times more than that. Sri Ramakrishna must have had maybe 16 monastic disciples he had, maybe 1600 household disciples he might have had. Mother had perhaps several thousands. She herself used to say, see, Sri Ramakrishna, how choosy he was in selecting disciples. He is sending me, these disciples, to be initiated and saved like the line of ants. Ants always go in millions, not lakhs. They go in millions. So mother says, you see, he is sending the disciples to me here to be instructed like the line of ants. In fact, that is how people went, deserving, undeserving, everybody she served. In a spiritual way, even in a physical way also. So she became the real spiritual heir to Sri Ramakrishna. She had made herself a nun. When she answered Sri Ramakrishna, have you come to drag me down to this earth? When she went to Dakshineshwar, one of the significant questions she asked Sri Ramakrishna was, how do you look at me? A wife asking the husband. I don't know whether any of you have asked your husband. So, how do you look at me? And significantly he replied, why I look at you as the Divine Mother who is there in the Mother Kali temple. and who is like my mother, who is staying in the Nahavat. I consider you also the another form of the Divine Mother. And then Sri Ramakrishna, he also asked a counter question after a few days. He said, have you come to drag me down to this worldly life? Because they were married in a worldly way. So he asked that question. So, have you come to drag me down to the worldly life? That means, do you want me to live like any other householder? She said, why? Why should I drag you down? I have come here to help you in your mission. His mission was to establish dharma, to establish jnana and vairagya. Later on she said, the speciality of Sri Ramakrishna's avatara is his natural vairagya. Vairagya is the dispassion, renunciation, was not calculated, was not of any limit. It was natural, just as attachment to the world is natural for us. Detachment to the world was so natural to him. And she said, so I have come to carry on your mission, help you in your mission. By that very reply, she had accepted to become a nun at that very moment. Because Sri Ramakrishna was the greatest person who has renounced everything. Renunciation becomes the hallmark of Holy Mother also. So, this Holy Mother, she became a spiritual guru to thousands of people in the succeeding years. She did so many great things to which every one of us should be grateful to her for centuries to come. First thing is, Sri Ramakrishna started the spiritual Sangha, this Ramakrishna mission, Ramakrishna Sangha. This Sangha is the group of all the devotees who believe in Sri Ramakrishna's teachings. His interpretation of the Vedic religion as the most modern religion. Whoever believes in this one, they all belong to this Sangha. And of course, the initiated disciples and also the sannyasin disciples of the Sri Ramakrishna. All these go to form this Sangha. And this Sangha is always necessary whenever a new incarnation comes. When Buddha came, he formed a Sangha. And he interpreted the old religion which was not understood by people, therefore they could not follow it properly and they were in great difficulty. He gave a new interpretation to religion and that became the Buddhist religion. So he gave a dharma, he gave a Sangha and he himself was an incarnation and the result was the whole world got revolutionized. 1/3 of the world became Buddhist. Similarly, this time we have got all the three. Sri Ramakrishna has incarnation has come. He has enunciated the Yuga Dharma, the new Dharma, which is nothing but the old Vedantic Dharma, taken away from all its incrustations, all useless things, and the essentials of Vedanta has been given to us, so that we can understand it and practice it in our everyday life. The practical Vedanta, Shayalmurai Vedantam. Vedanta itself is supposed to be an idealist thing. It cannot be Shayalmurai. But that is what Sri Ramakrishna has made it. Made it into a practical thing that we can live Vedanta in our life. This is the Dharma. And Sangha. Sri Ramakrishna himself formed this Ramakrishna Math. He gave the Geruva cloths to 12 of his disciples and asked Narendranath, see that these young people do not go back home. See that they all practice spiritual austerities. They live in a separate mutt. That is how in 1886, Ramakrishna Sangha got started. And it was Holy Mother who protected it and nurtured it for 34 years. We do not know. In India, we are all Arambhashuraha. We go on starting many things. We never make anything sustain for long. So today you start and tomorrow you say it has been dissolved, sir. So the formation, dissolution, they are so quick, you do not know whether it was ever formed at all. So in this world, Sri Ramakrishna formed a Sangha, which Swamiji has said will last for 1500 years. It is going to spread the message of Sri Ramakrishna 1500 years. And such a Sangha requires nurturing. And it was Holy Mother who was appointed, who was left as the heir, spiritual heir to Sri Ramakrishna, who nurtured the Sangha little by little. Whenever the Sangha had any difficulty, she would give advice, she would guide the young Swamis. Many times the Swamis themselves, they would not see eye to eye. They were all Paramahamsas, that is right. And it is always these great Paramahamsas and great scholars who quarrel with one another. That is true, as it is in the spirit, in the secular world. Spiritual world also, all the rishis differ from one another. Otherwise, how would you have 6 darshanas? Neko rishi yasya matanna bhinnam. There is no single rishi who does not differ from another. This is one of the statements. Why? See, they have got their own outlook. Each one looks at the truth, and he gets the truth, he thinks that is whole. So, there is every chance that there were misunderstandings in the beginning. It was mother who cemented all the misunderstandings or gap in communication, and she held on. So for 34 years she nurtured the Sangha. Later on it became so strong, nobody can shake it. Swami Vivekananda said about the Sangha, no power on earth can set it back, he said. I am going to put a lever into this machine, which no power on earth can turn it back. It will go on serving for 1500 years. And the credit goes to Mother Sarada Devi, who nurtured it and guided it for 34 years. How she guided, it is very interesting. You see, these young Swamis, they were so idealistic. They wanted all the cooks also to be very ideals. Cook is a poor man, so he stole something in the ashrama in Belur Math. So he drove him out. They dismissed him from job. There was no trade union or anything at that time. This fellow was on the street. So he straight away went to Holy Mother. He said, Mother, you see, I am a family man, I have nothing to eat. They have thrown me out on the street. I was working as a cook there. So I did some mistake and they have thrown me out. Then Mother sent him back with Baburam Maharaj. Baburam Maharaj was there. Swami Premanandji in Udbodhan. Mother said, what do you Swamis know about the difficulty as a householder? Especially poor person like him. You have thrown him out on the street. Where will he go? What will he eat? How will he feed his children and wife? So what do you know about the difficulty? Ask Naren to take him back. Naren was the head of the Belur Math. Then Baburam says, Mother, you do not know Naren. He flies into rage. If I take him, not only this fellow will get a thrashing, he may thrash me also. So he was afraid to go. Then Mother sternly said, you tell Naren that I have sent him. So it happened, he brought this cook who has been dismissed back to the Math, and Swamiji was sitting at a distance. From a distance he noticed Baburam bringing that dismissed employee. There itself he was getting angry. He said, see that foolish Baburam bringing that fellow. He started to comment upon him. Then from a distance Baburam Maharaj shouted, Mother has sent him, Mother has sent him. Then Swamiji completely cooled down, as a snake would cool down before a magician. So, this was Mother's way of nurturing the Sangha. Several incidents were there. One of the greatest incidents that was seen the Sangha of the map itself, that came when Sharadananji was there. So that was somewhere maybe in the 1900s, when the Governor General of India, India's capital at that time was in Calcutta, Governor General of India commented against the Ramakrishna mission and show all the people, they all became suspicious of the Ramakrishna mission, that they are nurturing rebellious movement against the British government. So they wanted to wipe it out. So every day morning police are coming and then inspecting who are all in our ashrama. If any brahmachari is there, so they ask, who is this brahmachari, where has he come? So Sharat Maharaj felt very nervous. So Sharat Maharaj said and told Mother, so many of these young people are coming and joining. So they are all, many of them perhaps in some way or other, they may be interested in the movement against the British. So if some connection is there, these police are coming and pestering us. If this goes on, how can you run this math? So how can you have puja, paat and meditation. If every morning police people are coming and taking our brahmacharis, asking them to give a statement in the police station, so shall I ask all these brahmacharis to go away to their houses from where they have come? So let them face the police in their house. Let us keep her much away. And we few Swamis will be there. Mother said, Sharat, they have come to Sri Ramakrishna. How can you send them back? They have come to Sri Ramakrishna. How can you send them back? You do one thing. Why don't you meet the Governor General and talk to him and tell him about the real state of affairs here? You see this idea, Sharat Maharaj is a Western trained man, such an educated person, and so robust common sense he had. He didn't have this idea. It was mother, unlettered person. She gave this idea. Why don't you meet the Governor General and talk to him personally? And immediately it was arranged. Miss MacLeod was here. In India, she took Sharat Maharaj. When he spoke to the Governor General, it was mother's support power that Governor General changed his mind and retracted his statement. The statement has come in the press. The Governor General of India retracting his statement and saying, no, that was not the idea at all. I had no suspicion against the mission. I know that they are having a very high ideal. So they have met and talked to me. So the people should not misconstrue that one. He retracted his statement, and afterwards nobody came to pester us, and the mission has grown. This great move was done by Holy Mother. Like that, so many hundreds of moves, and she protected the Sangha, which is going to bring good to this world for the next 1500 years. And she also encouraged this practical Vedanta of service of God in man. To serve man as Shiva himself. Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. This is the message of the modern age. This is the message of Sri Ramakrishna to the modern world. Serve everybody as God himself. Because God himself resides in everybody. You are forgetting it. That is why you have got so many differences between one and another. You differentiate persons and persons on the line of language, on the basis of caste, creed, color, race, religion. Get beyond all these barriers. Know that God alone is there in all the beings. Whole humanity is one. God is it's a God's family. We are all children of one family. This breaking down of all barriers on the spiritual principle, that service of God in man is to be done by everybody. And every man must be considered as God himself, as a temple of God. So this divinity of man and the service to man is service to God himself, and the harmony of religions. All the religions have been promulgated by God himself through different incarnations. It was necessary for a particular time, it has become outdated now. So don't quarrel. So you go on with all the religions, don't quarrel with one another. You live in peace. The harmony of religions. These three great messages Swami Sri Ramakrishna gave, with of course the Ramakrishna Sangha, to become a model of all these ideas. In the Ramakrishna Sangha, all these ideas are there. We are living it. We do the service of man as service of God. We consider everybody as a temple of God. We don't accept any caste or creed or religion or race differences between man and man. All are men to us. All are children of God to us. All are one family of God. And of course, in the name of the Sangha, in the name of Sri Ramakrishna, we have no quarrel with any other religion. All religions are welcome to us. So this is the harmony of religion Sri Ramakrishna taught. And the Sangha represents him in a role model way. The role model of Sri Ramakrishna's teachings for this age is in the Sangha. And Mother nurtured all these things. She always used to say that all religions are one. Sri Ramakrishna practiced all the religions. And then she always used to support Swami Vivekananda in all the activities of relief work, of starting hospitals and schools, going and serving the poor people, Naranarayana Seva, all these things, and selling the literature, printing the literature of the Vedanta. Swami Vivekananda's great contribution to Hindu religion, to the Vedantic religion, is translate all the Upanishads and the Vedas, the Prasthanatraya, into all different languages. Let people read in their own language, which was never done in this 10,000 year history of this country. It was Swami Vivekananda translated the whole Vedantic literature, Prasthanatraya, into different languages. And Holy Mother got so many complaints. Oh, Swamiji is going and asking us to translate this book and print this book and sell this book. Was it all the part of the monk's life? We are monks. Why should we sell this book and write cash vouchers? So all these complaints used to go to Mother. Mother said, look here, whatever Narayan does, he does it with the wishes of Sri Ramakrishna. It is Sri Ramakrishna's wish alone that he is doing. If anybody cannot follow that one, you can go away. But this Sangha will remain as Narayan has done it. Such a strong support she gave to Mother. Sri Narendranath, in the beginning he needed it, and Mother gave all. Somebody said that Narayan is being worshipped equal to Sri Ramakrishna. They are putting the picture of Sri Ramakrishna by the side of Sri Narendra, and they are worshipping him. Then Mother said, are they putting him by the side of Sri Ramakrishna? If Sri Ramakrishna was alive, he would have taken him on his shoulder. He would not have allowed him to sit by his side. This is how Mother defended Swami Vivekananda at every step. And in the 34 years, she smoothened the working of this Sangha, which is going to do so much of good. So this Mother, later on, she became the perfect mother of infinite love, infinite service, infinite sacrifice, infinite sweetness, peace and joy. This is what we look at our mother, our limited mother, physical mother. They are also, in a small way, they are emblems of love, of service and sacrifice and sweetness and peace and joy and of course patience. Mother was a role model, possessing all this love and sacrifice and service and sweetness and patience and peace and joy in infinite measure. There was no end to her patience. There was no end to her peace. There was no end to her love. This makes her the ideal of womanhood, the ideal mother, which is the need of the world today. What we need today are children, or young people, or people who love peace, who love to live together like brothers and sisters in the society, who want to live in peace rather than quarrel and just try to extinguish one another. Everywhere the teachings of dissension, teachings of war and quarrel, this is being spread. Competition, one-man-upship. All these things are only dividing the society. Here what we want is the real change of heart in human beings, where people want to live in peace. They want to serve others. They want to sacrifice for others. They want to love others. They should have compassion in their heart. They should be patient to understand new things. Everybody is a new person to us. So even in our own family we may be brothers and sisters. Each one is not completely known to another. We see the differences between us. It is with patience, with compassion, with love. We put up with one another and then we become members of a family. This spirit must come to us. This can come only when our mothers imbibe these qualities, these values of love and sacrifice and service, these values of sweetness and patience and peace. Unless our mothers get this, the children cannot get it. And if the children do not get it, no school can make you imbibe these values. These schools can give you technological expertise, they can teach you science and technology, which may make you perhaps another Hitler or Mussolini, and what they did to the world you all know. But if we want really to produce Gandhis and Vivekanandas, Buddhas and Christ, who will bring peace and joy to the world, we require a role model for our women who can imbibe love and sacrifice and service, sweetness, patience and peace. So this should come into our women. Holy Mother stands as a role model for all our women. That is why, as Abhiramananda said, Nivedita called her the model for all the women that were in the past, and she will also be a role model for the future women, because women are realizing also, in the West also they are realizing, in our East also they are realizing, something is missing in their life, which was there in their predecessors, in the older generation of women. People were so healthy, free from tensions, they were peaceful, they could bring peace into huge families, joint families of 40, 45, they had no difficulty at all in managing. Whereas today, nuclear families of 3, they are not able to live together. Somebody said, Swami, this marriage has become such a short affair. Now in the West, they say, if they get baptized inside the church, and until they leave the church, if they are together, then it is supposed to be a successful marriage. After coming out of the church, they leave one another. So, what is the state of affairs in society? This means there is something very wrong in our attitudes to our life. The attitude to our life has to change. So Mother has given the very ideal of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said, we must have a goal in our life. If we do not have a goal, where do we go? We may have a very beautiful ship, we must have all the gadgets fixed into it. Suppose you don't know the goal, you don't have a compass to guide you. Where will you go? You will be going round and round in the sea, and some tornado will come and you will drown and go to the bottom of the sea. What we want is a goal in our life. We are on the ocean of life without a goal. Sri Ramakrishna gave us the goal. God realization is the goal. Then what about this world? Yes, this world also is there, but live in the world, always not missing the God realization goal. Have the goal, but live in the world. So adjust all your economic activities of earning money, making money, depositing money, insuring money, all that you do. But always know that this money that you bring must come to you in an honest way. Otherwise that money cannot give you peace. If you bring money in a dishonest way, it will not give you the peace that you want. So, earn money honestly. Similarly, so we have to live in the family. So live in the family in such a way that you don't have to give up your love of God. You don't have to give up your meditation on God. You don't have to give up your prayers to God. Live in the family. Have some fixed time. Do all the family duties simultaneously. So you have once in the morning, once in the evening, prayers. Hold on to prayer. This prayer, Holy Mother used to very much stress. So prayer must become indispensable part of your life. Why? She says, you see, you do not know where you are going in your life if you don't sit for prayer in the morning and in the evening. And she gives the example. When you sit for prayer in the evening, you remember all the things that you have done in the day, which is happening to us. All of us are being members of this Ramakrishna mission. Most of us, we are trying to meditate in the evening. And what Holy Mother says is true. When we sit for meditation, all the thoughts come, whatever we have done. At other time, you are thinking about God. Perhaps you are sitting here and thinking about God. When you sit for thinking about God, you think about the world. Mother says, you see, at that time you remember whatever you have done in your life. Then, during the day, it is necessary. Sit at that time. When the thoughts come of what you have done, think how much of it is desirable and how much of it was undesirable. So undesirable, try to overcome. Try to eschew in the next day. So day by day, you can judge yourself, improve yourself if you have this time for prayer. This prayer for introspection, prayer for the time for introspection. is very necessary. Mother never missed a prayer at any time. She was so busy, but always she used to pray. Mother's prayer, she once says, you see, people come and tell me, Mother, we are unable to pray, our mind is restless, we cannot think about God at all. I cannot understand at all why they say. It appears as if God is on the palm of my hand. I just sit there for meditation. I see God. I feel God. Once Holy Mother, every time Holy Mother used to initiate, she would ask the candidate to come and sit in front of her. And in 3 minutes she will give him mantra. And she gives him the instruction. And he is initiated and he goes away. Whereas, in the same Udbodhan, Sharat Maharaj also used to initiate. So Sharat Maharaj, whenever he used to initiate, he would take maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. So one employee or one of the perhaps devotees, he had noticed this difference between these two. So he went and asked Sharat Maharaj, Maharaj, can you please tell, you take such a long time to initiate a disciple, whereas mother takes only 3 minutes to 4 minutes. Then Sharat Maharaj got upset. He said, don't compare me with mother. What? Where is mother and where is me? Then, he came down and then he explained, why it is so, do you know? We have to pray to Sri Ramakrishna and to feel his presence, it takes long meditation for us. So we have to meditate, pray and feel his presence. Then we get his guidance, how we should guide our disciples. Then, we give him the mantra and the other instructions. Whereas for mother, she is always living in Sri Ramakrishna. Only she closes her eyes and immediately, this is the mantra you give. This is the instruction you give. In 3 minutes, in 2 minutes she gives. That's why mother says, whenever I sit for meditation, prayer, it is there already. God is there right on my palm of my hand. She lived in God, but nobody ever knew she was living in God. It was one of some of the topmost disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, like Premananda Swami. They used to tell, Mother is always in Samadhi. This is Holy Premanandaji's remark about Holy Mother. She always lives in Samadhi, even as Sri Ramakrishna did. But Sri Ramakrishna could not control. He would exhibit that one. We would go beyond the consciousness of the world. Then afterwards she would come back. He would go into Samadhi, then come down from Samadhi. Holy Mother is always in Samadhi. She never lets you know that she is in Samadhi. So she is in that way, Premananda was telling, in the power to control, even the Samadhi, Mother is superior in a way. So this tremendous power of Mother, she tells all the women. So we must have all these values that we saw in her life. And prayer is very, very important. And then she said that women must have good education to live happily in this world. In the modern world, women must have education. There are so many examples in her life, which I don't have time to go today. Especially when she was in Madras, she stayed in a house just opposite the Ramakrishna Mission Road at the other end. And when she was living, she used to meet many educated girls. And when she came to know they all knew English, so she used to ask them, please, can you tell me, what do you say and how do you do? What do you say in Bengali, she is telling. So, tumi kemon acho? That means, how do you do? So, what do you say in English? And those girls used to tell. She was so happy. You see, she tells whatever I tell in Bengali, in English. So, with through interpreted, they should have done it. And then she remarks in the end, you see, our ladies, our girls must learn English. That means must be modern. Why? Why should they learn English? To learn a novel. As she was accused that they will to read novels. Not at all. Holy Mother said, in future, thousands and thousands of people from West, from the other countries are going to come to India, to know India and her culture, to know Sri Ramakrishna and the Ramakrishna mission. Who will explain to them? We want thousands and thousands of our people to be enlightened and able to talk to them in their own language. Therefore, our women should know the modern language, that is English. She was so modern. So many things she has told for the modern women also. So in that sense, Holy Mother is a role model for all our women, who gives us the comprehensive idea of an ideal woman who is educated in a secular sense also, who is educated in a spiritual sense also. Our people, men and women both, and Mother stresses on women especially, because if women are educated, then automatically the society gets educated. So all the wise people have remarked. Swamiji made one remark. It is an extraordinary remark. You will not get it in complete works. You will not get it in your life. You get it in a rare book. The Sister Nivedita's book, the master as I saw him. So there she writes about Swami Vivekananda's remark on women. He was asked by the correspondents, "Sir, you have made so many changes for rebuilding India. How long will it take to rebuild India?" He said, "If men take up 50 years, if women take up 50 weeks," he said. This was the faith that Swamiji had. If our women are really properly educated, they will be able to do wonders. And Swami himself suggested, Holy Mother will be the role model for our women. If they can take up Holy Mother's model, they will be efficient in the secular world also. They will learn science and technology and sociology and all the management sciences, whatever is required for efficient management, efficient life in this world. Simultaneously, they will learn prayer and meditation, prayer and surrender to God. If the spiritual qualities also come into them, they will become ideal women. They will have peace and joy within themselves. They will inculcate into their children. These children, with peace and joy inside them, with love and reverence to the parents, with love and reverence to all the creatures around them, when they become efficient scientists and technologists and sociologists and organizing CEOs and all that, what tremendous society this country will be, what tremendous humanity we will have in future. So Holy Mother is a model we must have before us, both men and women, especially the women. And this model Sri Ramakrishna left before us, and he handed over all his mantle to her. She was the mantle bearer of Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual heritage. And we have today before us the ideal of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji. It is a composite ideal. There is Sri Ramakrishna's ideal of Vairagya, and here is the ideal of love and service in Mother, and Swami Vivekananda, efficiency, power, strength and daring. So combine all these things, we will have the best of men and best of humanity. May we pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji, that they may bestow upon us their grace, so that we become ideal men and women. We live in joy in this world also, and we shall derive the spiritual joy, the infinite joy that the spiritual life gives to us, also by practicing the teachings of them. May they bless us in every way. Niranjanam nityamanantarupam bhaktanukampadhrita vigraham vai Ishāvataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama.